Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. I got this camera moved out of the way. That's wrong. How's everybody doing this morning? Thank you for being here a little early. Today is Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine. No, I don't think versus Deadpool Wolverine. And we've got tickets. We got tickets a month ago or so. So we're going at noon. So I got to get this done and wrapped up so we can get there and watch all the fun, cool stuff. So thanks for coming in early. If you're here early, if not on rewatch later, thanks for rewatching later. I appreciate it. So we're just going to jump back into it. Building the SLS. You can see the SLS tower. It's coming together. I'm going to build a little down here instead of showing the full tower so we can see what we're building, and then I'll bring the tower in to attach those things. There's just no real good way to do it unless you're doing top down, and it gets a little weird. And I'm not set up for that. So let's bring back in the instructions. So how's everyone doing this morning? I know it's early. Some people probably aren't awake yet, but I appreciate those of you who have decided to come in this early Sunday morning. Nothing really changed since Thursday other than I've been watching the heck out of the Olympics. I love the Olympics. I know the Olympics can be a problem. I know all the things about how they go in and they ruin a city's economy and all that kind of stuff. And it's just the mental gymnastics that I have to go through to enjoy watching them every year. Could qualify for a medal on their own. So I try not to think about it too much. You do your best in your daily life to, kind of get through the rest of the time. And then when something like the Olympics comes along, you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm just going to kind of try to enjoy this. I'm so excited for it. We're going to get there early. We're going to a place 5 and 5. 1, 2. We're going to a place that does food as well as the movie. So I'm excited to get, I had a light breakfast so I could have a crappy lunch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm very excited to see it. We watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We watched both movies last week. I wanted to do them yesterday or even this morning, like do a double feature and then roll right into the new one. But I was kind of voted down a little bit. And I understand it's a lot. 3 movies in a day is a lot, but I'm like, I'd do it. So this doesn't attach to anything but that. Hopefully up here somewhere it will attach. Right now it's just kind of holding out there, so we're going to do a couple more of those. Yeah, so sorry about the early morning. I appreciate you being here, though. Good morning, Johnny. How are you? So yeah, it's been all Olympics for me the last couple days. I really do enjoy watching them. I watched them as a kid, grew up watching it all, and just really have a good time watching all the backstories and the highlights and I like seeing people who... Oh, there is a clip there. Okay. I like seeing countries that generally aren't involved in athletics, big soccer tournaments, things like that, where they field an archer or they field a distance runner or a cyclist or something like that. I like those. I like when they pan up to the parents and they're very happy about what just happened, kind of thing, and start crying, and you know the good sob stories. I get a little teary eyed when they do that. So it's fun for me. Plus, the opening ceremony was really cool. I was a little skeptical when they're like, they're not going to do it in a stadium and it's going to be all on the river. I was like, really? But I think they handled it like really well. Like I thought it went great. So it was very, very interesting to watch. There's one of the characters from the program that they did. I kind of want to do a Halloween costume of them this year because it was pretty cool looking. Yeah, so good time all around. Trying to watch the women's soccer as well. That's going to be today against Germany. That's going to be the big match. I think the American women's team are probably going to move on to the semifinals anyway. They've already got a win under their belt. They kind of have to win too, but they got a lot of goals against. Who do they play first? Zambia. They got quite a few goals against Zambia, so I think they're going to be okay. But it'll be good for them to beat Germany because Germany's kind of ranked very highly. So we'll see how that goes. All right. But that starts right as the movie, right as Wolverine and Deadpool ends. And there's a watch party at one of my favorite hangouts. And the ladies are going to that, but I'm just like, I don't know if I'm going to make it in time because we're going to the movie. So we're going to try, but if not, I'll try to watch a replay of it. Also, in perusing social media, I feel like and talking to my friends, I feel like I'm in a minority of people who actually watch the Olympics. I get the feeling that it's not a widely watched thing like it used to be. And there are reasons, I know. So, try not to push it on people. Beth's going to have to deal with it already. Me having it on 24/7. Oh no, it was that side. Okay. So over on this side, we do like this. Yeah, this bag's all about the dressing of the tower with some extra pipes and stuff, and then hopefully we'll get right into the rocket. I think the next bag is probably rocket. Yeah, got some dark orange in it and stuff, so we're gonna start the rocket. I may not finish this today, but we'll finish it on Thursday, if nothing else. And if we run out of time, I've got that astronaut, that 3-in-1 astronaut that we can also build. Keep it space themed. And I think by then, I'll also be able to order the lunar buggy. That might be a week before I get it, but we'll keep it with space theme for a while. Yeah? Everybody likes space. So if you're joining us early, let me know in the chat what you're up to this weekend, what your plans are, what you got going on today. If you're doing any fun Lego stuff. If you're excited, I think tonight's the finale for House of Dragons. So that'll be fun. We got our project support application in, so now we're just waiting to hear back from from the LAN, but they've gone on vacation. So we may not hear from them for a while, which kind of stinks, but you know, they do that. Like the entire company kind of, or that entire group shuts down and everyone goes on vacation, sort of mandatory vacation. Which I think is kind of fun and kind of, you know, it's very European to hear that. It's like, well, the company's closed, they're going on vacation. It's like, I would love to be able to go on vacation like that. They're like, well, you should work for a company that does that. Mandatory 2 weeks in the summer, everybody leaves. Whole place is closed. So yeah, looking forward to Deadpool, Wolverine. I've got my Wolverine shirt on. My Jim Lee Wolverine X-Men shirt. It's one of my favorite shirts. I've had it forever. I don't have a Deadpool shirt, but I'm honestly shocked Beth doesn't have a Deadpool shirt. I told her we should probably rectify that. I told her she just needs a Ryan Reynolds shirt. Have Deadpool and Green Lantern on it and say, inside of you there are 2 Ryan Reynolds. Oh, so I joked, I posted over on, I think this needs to be a little further out, on Blue Sky. I was like, somebody talk me down from building or wanting to build a minifig scale Horus. And I think I talked about this last time. And I found an image. Y'all. This is a minifig scale Horus. So this is what it looks like. This is a Horus from Horizon Zero Dawn through Forbidden West and all the DLCs. These are usually kind of buried at the top of mountains. They look like they're coming out of a mountain, sort of, and their tentacles kind of make these great shapes, like you can see them off in the distance, and it's very cool looking. And in Burning Shores, the whole reason Burning Shores was only on a PS5 is because one of these came to life. One of them started working, and you fight it, but it's such a monstrosity that the PS4 couldn't handle how big it was, right? And you can see right here, this is how big a person is. So you end up fighting this thing in the game. And for those who are never going to play it, it comes down to, it's not a fully functional Horus. It's being piloted by one dude inside it, and it's not quite working. And it tends to overheat. So after it attacks, you just have to dodge all of its attacks. And then it'll stop for a second, and it opens up these heat sinks and tries to radiate some heat. And you just keep hitting it with your fire arrows and heating it up. After a while, you hit one on each arm and the arms start dying off, and then you hit it in the middle and it starts dying off, and then it kind of collapses, and then you go inside it and fight the main dude, right? So it's not like you have to like cut the legs off or anything like that. It's at one point you have to climb back up it, and like while it's moving, you're like climbing. It's crazy, and there's no way they would have been able to animate that with a PS4. But so I joked on Blue Sky. I was like, somebody talked me down from wanting to build a minifig scale Horus. And everyone's like, why wouldn't you want to do that? I'm like, do you know how big they are? Like, I'm just looking at like one of these sections of arms is probably like this big. Just one of those sections, right? And there's 20 of those. So just imagine 20 of those. And I'm like, there's no way. And that's not even the body or the legs. It's like, there's no way I can do that. So anywho, I think it would be a fun endeavor, but at the same time, I'm like, I would go broke. I would lose my mind. It would take years. But like, there's a dude in the train group here in Austin that just built, Elizabeth Tower. And that's huge. And that took him 6 years. So, I mean, not unheard of. So we'll see. I think it'd be fun. You know, somebody did build like a giant, I don't think it was minifig scale, but somebody built all of, you know, the space station of DS9. That was a huge thing. Somebody built the Chantel Grola. Hello, good morning. Oh, to you as well. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you stopping by. We're building the SLS. Oh, I need to switch it back to build with instructions. I was showing off how big the Horus was that I was going to build from Horizon Zero Dawn, but I appreciate you coming in here on a Sunday early morning. I realize that I think Brick Hive also streams right about now, so I apologize if I'm interrupting his stream. I'm sure he's ranting about something, but thank you for being here. Times 4. Where are you coming in from? What's your favorite Lego? What are you working on right now? What are you building? What are you creating? And have you seen Deadpool Wolverine yet? Like so. Okay. Trying to keep the direction of all the lightsaber hilts the same as per the instructions. It doesn't really matter as long as they're connected, but I'm like, gotta make sure they face the right way. As I think all Lego builders would do. All they do is talk. It's boring to me. Oh yeah, I mean that's most Lego channels anymore. They have their guests on and they ask them what they're working on and all that, and they just kind of gotta, you know. All right, man. Take care. Unless you're just gonna go check on a website, then in which case I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, these are gonna go here. So you can see these are starting to attach on the sides here. Well, and sometimes, you know, that's what people want to see, is they want to see people talk about Lego and what's new and what's coming up and opinions and things. I don't think that's as interesting as people actually building things. And I think people building mocks is more interesting than people building sets. But, you know, that's just me. I think the creativity of Lego is what's important, as well as just let's talk about what is coming up. Again, just me, just personal preference. Everybody's, you know, got their own thing that they like doing and that they're good at. We're attaching these. That's very cool looking so far. Try to get a little higher up view of that. So we're getting some tubing along here for some fuel. Probably not as much fuel, but like it'll run oxygen up to a certain point. It'll run certain gases. It'll run electrics. It'll probably run things away from it. Maybe some water. And this is just for the gantry too, so I don't know what's going to connect down here, but they're probably going to connect down in here somewhere. So. So you just looking for any old clearance, Johnny? Or are you looking for something specific, a specific set? This sounds like Robin. Somebody was a big Robin fan. Yep, and they're gonna connect down here, so let's go back down here. Times 4. So we're gonna get 4 of these. And hopefully, once I start adding, they won't roll away as much. I spent a couple minutes with my friend Justin online yesterday. He had some questions about Studio. I was very, very happy to help him out with that. He's building... he was building a Lowell sphere, and it was the software. There's some things about the software he wasn't quite sure of, so I was very happy to help him out with it. Keep an eye out on what the RFLMs are doing. I think they're gonna, and I don't know if I can talk about this or not, but keep an eye out for maybe more mocks coming from them or more specialized builds coming from them. So not just set reviews and stuff. So just keep an eye out for that. He was talking to me about it a little bit, and I don't have a whole lot of details other than that. So, but that'd be interesting. Yeah, very excited to see X-Men Wolverine. Or X-Men Wolverine. Deadpool Wolverine. Been a huge fan of all the X-Men movies. The X-Men were the comics. What's up, Greg? How are you? Thanks for being here. The X-Men were the comic of choice for me in the 90s. That's kind of when I started getting into comics. I really hadn't been into comics as a kid. I was more just into toys and Lego and stuff. And video games. I didn't really get into comics until kind of the end of high school. My brother got me a Silver Surfer, I think for like my 18th birthday. He got me a 50th anniversary Silver Surfer, silver embossed comic. And I added it to a couple issues of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I had, The River, that series that I found. Oddly enough, I was in theater as a kid, as in high school, and for a play we went looking for costumes. So we went to like thrift stores and antique places looking for specific set pieces and some other stuff. And while I was at this antique shop, they had a comic book there. And it was a Eastman and Laird. It was The River. It was the first part of The River, which is kind of a famous mini series of turtle stuff. And it came in 3 issues, and it was like kind of the famous. They're all 4 coming out at you, and it's not very Eastman and Laird cover looking. It's not chunky. It's very 90s ish, with like the anime starburst kind of thing, and all 4 of them coming out. And I took that thing home and I drew it and I recreated it on like poster site. Like it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And from that moment on, I'm like, I think I want to get into comic books. So yeah, so that started me on my comic book thing. I didn't get super into it as much as like a lot of other people. I had a pull slot at a local comic book store, and I was mostly into X-Men and Silver Surfer and anything certain artists were doing, like Jim Lee. And I think my favorite X-Men comic, I have a signed copy of X-Men when X-Men #1 Uncanny X-Men or whatever came out, and it was the one that was like the unfolded. It's kind of the famous one. I think it's around here somewhere. The unfolded one, the Jim Lee one. That's really cool because that's kind of what got me started into X-Men. But then honestly, there was a comic done by a guy named Larry Strawman called, and it was it X Factor? I think it was X Factor, whatever one Havoc was on at the time. And that one blew my mind, man. The artistry in that one was unlike anything I'd ever seen. And I think that's probably... And Havoc slowly became one of my favorite X-Men, period. So Gambit, Havoc, Silver Surfer, those are some of my favorite Marvel characters. But that was kind of it. I really didn't stray a whole lot from the X titles. And then Image came out, and I got a bunch of Image titles. But mostly from the people who I knew who had done X titles, like Wals Portacio and Mark Silvestri and that kind of thing. It said 4. I'm assuming there's another one. Yeah, okay. And scroll all the way down. So yeah, probably X Factor. I really liked the team, and I liked the art. There was a series that I really liked also called Extinction Agenda, which they kind of touched on a little bit in the movies. They didn't go to Geonosis. They did in X-Men 97, which I think was great. But they didn't 100% do the same storyline as Extinction Agenda. They kind of touched on it a little bit. So I didn't do a whole lot of DC comics. I did, I can't even think if I actually did any DC comics. I think I got a couple like seminal, like I got The Death of Superman, and I bought all the Superman comics that the newer Superman that came out after Clark Kent died. Where does that go? Like the Boy Superman, the Steel Superman, the Dark Superman, you know, when he like, they came back and they're images of his own perception or something. This is an extra. That can't be right. I got a whole extra one of these. And a whole, I mean, that one I get, but this one, I think I may have missed something. The other ones that I got were... No, that's right. That goes all the way up there. I guess I just got extra. Cool. Well, now it's the tower is done. Time to start working on the rocket. So there's your tower. It's all done. It's got its hand. It's I just use random words like manifolds. I don't know. It's got these couplers up here for different aspects of like what it's connecting to, and they all move out of the way when the rocket takes off, kind of thing. So we'll put this aside for now, and we'll get building on the actual rocket. I also have, I was kind of big into, there was a Batman comic, a couple Batman comics that I liked that were Joker oriented. There was Death in the Family, and The Killing Joke. And then The Dark Knight. And I actually got The Dark Knight, the Frank Miller one, autographed by Frank Miller at San Diego Comic-Con, if you can believe it. It was so long ago that you could just stand in a line for 20 minutes and get Frank Miller's autograph. San Diego Comic-Con, when I went in 92, something like that, was maybe half of the bottom floor of the San Diego or the San Diego Convention Center. And now it's like the entire city. Like the hotels are doing stuff for it, and it's nuts. You can't go anywhere without being involved in that space. So, little different. Ooh, look at that. Dark orange rail pieces. That's cool. Quite a few of them, too. I really did like the Killing Joke. I thought the art was fantastic. I think I occasionally got, like, maybe I got a Green Lantern somewhere, or a Wonder Woman. Trying to think of... The Flash was one of my favorite DC heroes, but I don't think I ever had a Flash comic. I want to say maybe I had Flashpoint, like I had that run, but that branched out into a couple books, so I don't think I got all of those. Got some Valiant titles, Image. Tried to do some independent stuff. If you run into those artists at conventions where it's a smaller studio, you try to support them. So I have got a bunch of those. Yeah, and then at some point I just stopped. I wanted to be a comic book artist myself, and went to a couple conventions, brought my artwork, had it looked at by a couple editors, and then did the regular submitting to see if you could get published or get on as an artist. The ideal was to be like, I'm going to draw my own story, but I would have taken, hey, do you want to draw for Silver Surfer or something? Yes, I do. I do very much. Thank you. But that never worked out. And then it came to the point where I was kind of given a choice between, well, I could do this 8 to 10 hours a day, art, so I could get better, so I could focus on that, so I could, become a professional. Like, there was that tipping point, right? Where the thing you really like doing is presenting you with, well, do you want to do this all the time now? And we had a couple kids instead, and not blaming my children for anything, but the choice was, you can do this full time, you can go to conventions, you can spend your days drawing, or you can you can keep up with your day job and be a good parent. And so I was like, well, I think I'll be a good parent for a little bit. The art will always be there, is what I told myself, right? When the kids are grown, I can get back into it. And I just never did after that. Also kind of was burnt out by going to Chicago. We went there. At the time, my ex, the kid's mom, and I went, and she helped out a lot with my booth and was very supportive. But I kind of got a little burnt out by it. It just felt like I was never really going to get as far as some of my compatriots. I felt like I didn't have the talent they did, and I was going to be constantly banging my head against a wall. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm done. So I went, I kind of dropped off a little bit and did some artwork for commission and did some cartoon stuff for a little bit, did some robot drawings, and that was kind of about it. And I haven't really drawn anything in a while. But I still like comic book culture. I still like comic book stuff. Movies and video games and, things like that. I don't collect and I don't draw anymore. And I know a lot of people give me crap about that because they're like, you were really good. Why did you stop? I'm like, because I didn't feel like it anymore. All right, we got a nice color transition there. I think this is the new... No, that's just orange. That's not the new reddish orange. But then I rolled real hard into the Lego hobby. And while it's more expensive, I still find it very satisfying to be able to create. And I still go to conventions. I need to start going to, you know, more larger out of Texas conventions too, but I'll get to that later. But it still allows me to create, and I like it. Sometimes I still like tool around with ideas in my head, and I'm like, I need to be able to draw that. When I was doing Horizon fanfic stuff, I was like, I need to be able to draw all these types of tribes and new machines and things like that. But then you got to dig up all your old supplies, and you got to spend time at the table, and you got to kind of focus. And that was part of my other problem, is like the ADD and art is kind of, you draw a panel or two and you're just like, I'm done. I can't do this. It's really hard to get a page a day done, especially if you weren't like, if you had a day job and then you came home and you had a family and you want to focus on your family. It's really hard to get, you know, a full comic book page done in one day. It takes a lot, especially if you're doing all the inking. Like drawing, I could see maybe you could rough out, and that's what I ended up doing, is I roughed out most of the stuff and then just went straight to inks instead of doing pencils first, which is fine because I was the only one doing it. This is so interesting, like the way they got it stacked. Oh, and we have beehives. So for our thrusters, we're going to get these dark gray beehives, so that's pretty cool. These parts exist. Good to know. These parts are great for thrusters. I think Vab was using them on his... I know he was working on a... God, the last time I watched him do something, was it a Falcon Heavy? Was it the... Oh, what was the group of thrusters called? I can't remember what that huge bank of like 32 thrusters is called. Anyway, I know he was working on that. Uh-oh. Did I start this whole thing off with the wrong piece? I sure did. Wow. Way to pay attention, Roman. What about you, Greg? What are your favorite comics, if you've got any? If you collect. All right, do I have this right now? Nice snug fit there. I don't even know. I trying to think if I still have any boxes of comics somewhere. I think I might have some that I hung on to for sentimental reasons, but not really because they were really worth anything. Like I think I've got the 9/11 comic somewhere. I still have those turtle comics that I was talking about. I still have the Silver Surfer comic that my brother gave me. So handful of things, mostly indie titles that I got from other people at conventions that they're trying to sell their books. So, you know, all the Artist Alley people go and buy each other's books, and it's kind of, it's not sad, but it's like, it's a sort of, it's self-cyclical, not imposing. I don't even know what the word is. It's very insular, which is, and it's sad because all you want is to be noticed by publishers so you can get work, but also you are an independent small artist and you're like, well, I guess I'll take whatever. And that whatever happens to be other small artists. who are also trying to make it. And you support each other. I want to say Vab was doing this exact method, like with the hollow open plates, and then the 2L, and then up in here. The Lego element used for the main engine nozzles was originally meant to depict a beehive, but is called a mini hat number 54. Okay. That could almost be a band name if it wasn't for me worried about copyright, trademark. Have a band name called Mini Hat 54. It's of course a ska band. Why wouldn't it be? Now this is going to come into play. How many? Okay. Bag 23. I don't know, man. We're ripping through this. We might get most of it done. I don't have a build clock like Johnny does to show me how long it's been taking. Do you do that for a reason, Johnny? If you're watching, if you're back from looking up deals, Walmart deals yet, do you keep a build clock going for a specific reason? Do you like keep track of your build times for like just for your own personal reference, or do you have like a database of it somewhere? Starting to get a headache. I also need a haircut, and I can't get in with my regular person till the 5th, so this is just gonna get bigger. It also does this, like, after I take a shower and sleep on it, it just goes full Yahoo serious. I like this new channel. I like this new synthwave channel. It's got like shades of OMD and stuff in it. Some of these artists. I don't know that we've got any dark orange brackets yet, but that's cool. I'm sure we have, and I just haven't noticed. So I know, back to the Olympics, I know that the Olympics aren't for everyone. And I know that a lot of people won't watch them anyway. But if you do watch them, do you have a favorite sport? I try to watch sports that I can't see normally. Like, there's a lot of basketball and soccer and stuff like that. And I'll probably watch the U.S. teams do, you know, the big games or the finals and things like that. But I try to watch more of, like, I don't see fencing all that often. I don't watch surfing. Surfing is a big deal this time around. Breakdancing is a sport this time around. And before you say breakdancing, that's stupid. We have horse dancing. So we have ice dancing, right? We've got synchronized swimming, and that's water dancing. No reason we can't have breakdancing in there. I'm fully behind it. Also as a child of the 80s who may or may not have had parachute pants and a silk hat, and knew how to pop and lock and do the worm and some backspins and all that kind of stuff. Yes, I'm 100% behind breakdancing as an Olympic sport. But, like, you know, watch judo, skateboarding, the biathlon where you, like, run and shoot. Track and field, I'll watch a little bit of, but again, I would probably try to watch some of the lesser known track and field events. It seems a little higher up than it should be, but all right. What else? Surfing was very cool. It's a little slow, and I have a hard time squaring the judging a little bit because they're not there to do tricks. They are there to see how good of a ride they can do in the tube, right? When the wave curls, how long you can stay in there. And they want to see they want to see a good drop in, and then you disappear inside the tube and then come out of the tube, and how long you're in there riding that. That's kind of what they want to see from what I can tell from watching it. But the problem is there's 3 people out there and they're all waiting for a wave. And you can't all take the same wave. If somebody sees a wave and goes, they can't all do that because they'll run into each other. So it's a little weird because you're like, all right, well, what if this person has gotten in the way all the time of every time I've wanted to take a ride on something? Or what if the waves just aren't that great today? How do you judge? It seems like there's a little bit of subjectivity in it. It's not 100% cut and dried. But, you know, the same thing can be said about gymnastics, too. It's like, how do you know that wasn't a mistake? How do you know blah, blah, blah? It's just the judges know what they're doing, I guess. But it was very chill because it's like, it's just some surfers talking and they're very relaxed and they're talking about the sport, and there's a couple people out there paddling around, and then a wave comes up and they go and it lasts for 10 seconds, and then you wait, and you know, each heat that they do is 30 minutes and there's 3 people out there. So for 30 minutes, they got to try to catch at least 3 rides. And, it's very relaxing. Like I was taking apart some Lego and sorting it, and I didn't feel like I had to be glued to the TV every time. I'm like, all right, they're going to go for a run. All right, they're done. I'm just going to keep it on and just kind of do my own thing. So it was kind of nice. Now, Dusty said at some point there's a major instruction faux pas, and I haven't seen anything yet. I saw one thing that was a little iffy, and I don't know if that was what he was talking about. So I'm hoping he pops back in and lets me know I'm getting close to it or something, because we only have a few bags left. There was one part where I was like, that's not right, but then I saw what they were going for, and I was like, okay, that's what it is. So yeah, I was big into the X comics, but not like the older X comics, like whatever started in the 90s. So I read all of Liefeld's X-Force and just thought it was like, it's weird because it was cool, but so badly drawn. But it was cool, man. It just looked like the epitome of the 90s. Like, not a whole lot of substance, but man, did it look cool, you know? Which is why I think Deadpool 2 was pretty funny for me, because I was like, yep, Shatterstar is a jerk. Nobody likes Shatterstar. Come on. So I'm excited for this movie. Flip around. Got more text here. It says, the core stage was developed specifically for the SLS. It contains propellant tanks, avionics, and related equipment. The 4 RS-25 engines provide attachment points for the boosters. I've got 2. That's not right. Oh, missed something. Oh. That's what I missed. So because I didn't get any DC comics, really, I also don't have a whole lot of DC sets, just because I wasn't really into it as much. I do have the old Tumbler, and that's it. Like, we've had 2 really big Tumbler sets, and can't tell how this is going to line up. So this is a little wobbly because it's kind of, it's not all, you can see it's a little wobbly. It's really waiting for this back side to be done here. So bag 24. My next big project, I think, is to go through and dust everything. I have been horrible with dusting lately, and it's starting to really, it's getting to the point where you can't just dust it anymore. You're gonna have to start cleaning it. It's a little caked on, and I don't want it to get to that point anymore. So I think maybe next week I'm gonna go through and take everything off the shelves, dust all the pieces. I may bag up some of this stuff, so say goodbye to some of this. Like, I think the fossils are probably gonna go into bags. The tigers. And the bird, I don't know. I may keep the birds out here, but I want to make room for this. I want to make room for this guy. I think he may be big enough to fit on the shelf here. So he might go where Voltron goes. And then I just don't know where to put Voltron. Voltron may go into the TV room with all the other kind of like pop culture-y stuff. Or he may go up, I'm gonna bag up the and maybe trade in the globe. That's been there for a while, and I trade that in and put Voltron up there with Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. But that's in a different room. So, ooh, neat. Parts in that color. All right. got a lot done in an hour. I don't know. We might be able to get through all this. Keep blazing away. Did anybody watch Cobra Kai yet? I watched the first episode. I think we talked about this, and I was just like, I can't do this. This is just not good. It may be fun and nostalgic. I just can't hang through the terrible acting. The terrible acting and like the so-so fighting, like none of it's like, the choreography is good, but it's, I don't know. It's not like we're watching Ip Man or something. All right, so this is a little change up here. Make sure that's the right direction because that's going to be hard to get to after this. So, oh my God, Austin FC. Even if you're not an MLS fan, you should go watch the highlights for the Austin FC game versus. They're in their league play right now, and they faced the Pumas. It's a Mexican Liga MX team, and Austin's just not great. They just have not had a good season, and facing an international Mexican team like this, we were pretty sure we were going to get our butts kicked because even the worst Liga MX team is better than an MLS team for the most part, with a few exceptions, I think. But really better than Austin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But they won, and they won with being a man down too. They had a red card, and they had to play a man down, and they blocked a penalty kick. The backup goalie blocked a penalty kick. And it was just like, and it was a game that I didn't go to. Like, the supporter group is trying to like slightly protest the League Cup stuff because I don't know. It's the front office for the team is prioritizing money over long-standing traditions of like MLS soccer, which I think is hilarious. Long-standing tradition of MLS soccer. But they're pulling like their first teams out of this Open Cup, the America's Open America Cup or Open Cup something, and they're playing this Leagues Cup because it's something that they can get like international Apple TV money or something for. So they're doing that instead, and so the supporter group is kind of like, we're not going to do that. So the protest has been, what are we going to do about this? Are we going to not go to the games? Are we going to go but not buy concessions? What are we going to do? And I was telling Beth this. She's like, why do you care? I'm like, I don't really. But so the stands weren't as full, but we still had the supporter section was still quite popular, quite busy. And they won, and it was a great game, and the supporter section was going crazy. And I'm like, the one time I don't go to a frickin' game, and it's awesome. Like, we've been going to so many games where we leave after a tie or a loss, and you're just defeated, and your feet hurt, and you got to walk back with your hurt feet. So anyway. Coming along with this. I know it's kind of buried in the chat there, but I literally, my feet do hurt. Like, I did something to my heel, and I'm worried that I've got like a compression nerve thing because it's hurt. You know when you step on something on your heel and it feels like you bruised your heel and it kind of stings for like a day or two? This has been going on for a bit, and I'm a little worried that I have to go to the doctor for it now. Got a little numb. It was hurting for a while. I'm like, man, I think I really messed up my foot. So the last thing I really want to do is go stand for 90 minutes. On my foot. But it sucked because it was apparently a really good game. That's very satisfying. ×2? Ugh. Well, I can start all that over. I missed this whole ×2 thing. Like always, missed that ×2. So here we go again. Here we go. I could have been doing this double the whole time and saved myself some steps. So what's everybody's plans for the rest of the day? What are you doing today? Lego related, family related, housework, yard work, homework. What you got going on? Oh, if you didn't see already, Hot Ones did, I hear this camera, this camera, this camera. Tell the people what you got going on in your world. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds were on Hot Ones last Thursday, and it was pretty rad. It wasn't the best interview, but it was pretty good, you know? I still think the best was Conan. Honestly, there have been a lot of really good interviews that I wouldn't even consider the best interviews. There were a lot of regular interviews that I feel were better, but the most sensational ones obviously were like Gordon Ramsay, Conan. This one was a pretty good one. I still think the early Key and Peele was really good. The only ones I don't like are the double ones where they only have like 5 wings because they've got so many people. But this one with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, they did a full 10, so that was great. It was very entertaining. Give it a watch. I say that like most people don't know what Hot Ones is at this point. If you don't know what Hot Ones is by now, if you don't know what Skibbity Toilet is, these are the chats where I know nobody's in and I just have to kind of keep talking. So if I ramble, if I'm just rambling and you want to talk about something, you just let me know. So otherwise, I'm just going to talk about whatever. So the opening ceremony of the Olympics was, I feel, a triumph. They did it without being able to rehearse it because they had to keep it secret. They did Rocky Raccoon, how are you? Thank you for showing up. Happy Sunday. What are you up to? What are you working on? I was talking about Olympics because that's what I've been watching lately. I know it's not for everyone. A lot of people don't care. A lot of people are vehemently against it for reasons, and some people just don't like sports. So, but I do, and so I'm talking about it. Given that they didn't have time to really work it all together, like I'm sure each individual group had their own rehearsals and things, but they couldn't do a full dress rehearsal because it was out in the public. They couldn't like close the stadium because they did it on the Seine. They did it on the river. I think it, like, the amount of times they had to cut away to different video segments and then cut back to different live performances, and they were at the whims of the weather. It was raining the whole time. Like, I just thought it went really well. Might head down to the garage to sort. That sounds like a lovely day. That's all I did yesterday. I watched the surfing competition, and I sorted old castle. I still have not done with that. My old castle wall, the project support that we had done a couple of years ago. So hopefully reclaiming all those gray wall bits and plants and my parts for the brewery that I made. Get all those. I got all the figures back. So, all right, times 2. So we got 2 of these. They're going to go on either side of this, I'm sure. How do they line up? Do they just line up with the tops? They do. The orange color in the first stage is the insulation foam that helps keep the propellant cool. The foam reacts to sunlight by becoming brighter where it is the thinnest, hence the bright orange elements on the otherwise dark orange model. So there you go. Oh, we got our first sticker. So this is the main stage, and there's going to be 2 smaller stages. Or the 2 smaller segments. Make sure that's all together. And it stands. Hurrah. And we got our first sticker. It's number 11. Ooh, there's a lot of these little 11 stickers. And it goes 1, 2, what? 1, 2, 2, 3. It goes right here. Butte. And we're on to... We got 3 bags left. Do you think we can do it? We got an hour. I hate to leave it with 1 bag, but my friends will be here at 11:30, or probably 11:15. So I need to get done and dressed. I already have this on, but I have PJ pants on, so. All right, is this a times 2 or just a times 1? Because I think we can fly through this bag pretty quickly. We can find all the pieces. Anything major you're sorting for, or just like a regular, you got a tub of stuff that you got to get through to sort? You taking anything apart? You're rebuilding anything? So yeah, it was, if you can go back and watch it, and maybe watch it, if you can find a feed that will give it to you without all like the American kind of background jingoistic, isn't America great? Let's keep cutting back to the America team on the boat. If you could just watch their performances, I would highly recommend it. It's really cool. So for the March of Nations, where they have the people coming out, they split it up too. Like, the performances weren't, like, they didn't just do all the March of Nations and then a big performance. They kind of broke it up. So it's 5 miles of the river or 3 miles of the river, and they would have boats coming down the river with the teams on them. And the boats were just like regular commercial boats, and the drivers were the people who owned those boats, and they were paid to, you know, be part of the show and have people come down, have the teams come down. So some teams like Canada or the US or Australia were on their own kind of giant, and there's these giant like long river boats that are there for tours and parties and things like that. And so while they were coming down, they had different performers like along the river, and then they would cut to different video, like pre-made video stuff that integrated with the show. There was kind of a character that kept running over the rooftops and carrying the torch and was kind of integrating themselves into the performance. Showed a lot of French culture and history, and it was just really, really great. I really enjoyed it. But again, there were parts where I was like, it was Mike Tirico, who's, you know, kind of a sports reporter, but then there was also Peyton Manning, which I was like, you see all the French culture and you kind of hear the language a little bit and you hear the music, and then you got Peyton Manning going, man, US is sure a bunch of good people, aren't they? You know, and you're like, wow, you know. You just hear his twang a little bit and you're like, oh my God. And then Kelly Clarkson was the other one. And I enjoyed Kelly Clarkson's reactions to things because it was kind of felt like my reaction too. Every time something happened, I went, oh my God. I could hear her kind of going, oh my God, you know? So it was fun. Like I know a lot of people didn't like her as much, but I thought her reactions were great and had no problem with that. There was a performance by Gojira, the metal band Gojira, which I think everyone went, qua. And yeah, you really just need to go watch it. I feel like it was something to experience. But again, if you can find a version that's not NBC's feed, which I don't know who else would have been doing it, if BBC had their own or, you know, what have you. Totally worth it. What else? What else? So probably ordering the Dune Buggy soon, or on the 1st, unless I can get to it before. I think VIP said they could order it a little ahead of time, or maybe VIP could order it on the 1st. I forget. But getting that next. That'll add to the space shelf behind me. At some point, Lego needs to stop making space stuff. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I missed it. It's like I'm ending up with these two pieces, but they do not need to be missing. Or extra. All right. That bag was done in 5 minutes. Yowzers. All right, cool. That stage is pretty much done. 2 bags left. 2 bags left. 2 bags left. Can we get 2 bags done in 45 minutes? I mean, this is including stickers. We got so many stickers to put on. So if you're just joining us, and I get to use these two as well. Neat. Thanks for being here on an early Sunday. Oh, these are printed. Nice. Look at that. I saw them rolling out. Different prints too. Wow. Wow, Lego. Thanks for being here. White baskets. Nice. We'll try to get this done today, and then Thursday we'll get back into some design stuff. Don't know what yet. Maybe I'll put a poll up and see what people would like to see. Generally, Microfighters takes it, but we'll see how that goes. Is this going to be ×2? Nope, just ×1. Really? Oh, I guess it's different on each side. Okay. I have to find an unprinted version and put a sticker on it. Yeah, this is what's going to take the time. So all these little stickers. We'll try to get through as fast as we can without making many mistakes. Luckily, the chat is very quiet, so I don't have to do a lot of talking. But if you notice it gets too quiet and you have a question, I am all here for you guys. That's why we play the musics. Boy, they're really hot on making sure that you got this thing lined up. Right. I don't know why. Probably because of this giant pole that goes through everything. Oh, wait. Must be another white thing in here, right? Yep. And we come screeching to a halt. It was all fine when we were doing just system bricks, but now you got to introduce pins and axles. And everything just goes ree. All right, we get one of our fun printed bricks here. Yoink. Yeah, let me guess. You're gonna have those lined up specifically. This is going to be, when I get with the lunar buggy, it's going to be a lot of this because the lunar buggy is technically a Technic set. So there's going to be a lot of this little pins and... Hi, puppy. What are you doing out here with your cute little face with your underbite? Your dumb little underbite. Okay, lined up like that. Oh, that goes in there. That's a cool technique. Rounded edge, but keeps it, that pin keeps it kind of closed. 3 of these. Doesn't matter if they're lined up, apparently. Doesn't say, so. And then a black one. And then this. Doesn't say a printed one, so I gotta find a non-printed one. I feel like I'm making garland. I'm getting nervous, my hands are shaking. I'm trying to rush this, and so the adrenaline is keeping me from doing simple things like putting this in here. This is why haste makes waste. Because you get all ramped up. Or amped up. And, things don't go like you like them. Then we got a sticker here. Oh, got several stickers. Got NASA. Okay, so we're gonna do this quickly. What if I want it to be NAS V? Alright, good enough. Looks good. That could be a little farther over. In fact, I might try to move that. Use this trick of trying to get under the sticker sheet with the old sticker sheet. But it's on a curved brick, so this might be... Nope, not gonna worry about it. Really amped up. I'm a little, I need to slow down. You know what will help? More coffee. Number 10. Sticker. Oh yeah. This bag is going to grind us to a halt. One bag in 5 minutes, this bag's going to take a half hour. And I don't think I'm going to get it done in time. So this may be the last bag of the day. Oh, man. Interesting that they printed on 2 of the bricks, but not all the bricks. Oh, and then another sticker? What? Oh, this is going to be... Oh, this is... There's just no way. Oh. The one thing they could have printed... The one thing they could have printed is this long sticker that goes all the way around it like that. Talk about nerve-wracking. Holy crap. That is a special sort of freaking out. I'm sweating. I'm literally sweating. I mean, I get it. You probably can't print a whole lot of stuff on here, but at the same time, I'm like, just come on, man. Ethan Boy Shorts, hello. How are you? Welcome in. Happy Sunday. If you can't tell, we're working on the SLS, the Space Launch System, the Artemis Moon rocket system. This is the, I don't know which crew this is. This is the uncrewed or crewed, but this is the, I don't think this, does this have the Odyssey on it? Anyway, hello, how are you? What are you working on? What brings you by? What Lego things are in your world right now? Trying to cram the last... We got one bag and then another bag after this. So I'm trying to get all this done as quick as I can so I can get out of here and go see Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine. But the last bag took about 5 minutes. This bag's going to take forever because it's Technic pins and stickers and all kinds of fun stuff. And it's making me tweaked a little bit. You got any special Lego projects you're working on, Ethan? Any mocks, any fun sets you got your eye on? These little square stickers are the ones that are going to get me. There's so many of them. Side. I've never put a sticker on a cone before. Connection points for oxygen or fuel, probably up on here. All right, there is a booster and these open areas, which were very cool done, the way they were done. They've got these doors and they've got the Technic connector with the bar in it. And they've got these clips on the side of the main stage. So those clip right on. Very solid. Now we get to do number 2. Hopefully this won't take as long because I kind of know what we're doing. Well, Ethan, if you're still here, you got a favorite Lego set, like all-time favorite Lego set? Or theme? Or anything you're excited about coming out? I know there's a lot of I think there's some Fortnite sets coming out. That seems to be a big thing. I'm probably not going to get any of it, but that doesn't mean they're not cool. They're just not for me. The llama looks pretty cool, but honestly, the llama looks like a thing that I would do just to get the parts because it's a lot of like purple and lavender. So that looks like a lot of fun. Be a good draft. I think that llama would be a really good draft set. Yes, I know. Line those up with the holes. Don't gotta tell me twice. Okay, well, Ethan Boy has left us. So it's me and Rocky who's sorting, and I think Greg might have gone also. So it's just us chickens. On the top. So I'm looking forward to more track and field. I think that'll be fun. I can't wait for Shikari to blow by everybody. Don't really know anybody else. I like watching high jump. That's one of my favorites. I like watching the distance runners just because it just seems, of all the Olympic sports, I always feel like stuff that is endurance related is the stuff that's most impressive. Like, oh, we're just going to run 10,000 meters. No big. And sprint the whole time. That's the stuff I'm like, geez, I can't even... I know it's all training and stuff. Like, it's not out of the ordinary to be able to do stuff like that given the amount of training they do, but still, how do you figure you can do stuff like that? Just Forrest Gumped it one day? You're like, yep, I just woke up and decided to start running and I didn't stop. And I knew then that I was going to be a long distance runner. I'm honestly surprised they don't have like the ultra marathon runners as a sport. They have a marathon. I don't know, do they? Do they have an ultra marathon? In the Olympics? I'll have to look that up. Something that's like 100 miles or something. It'd have to be a multi-day event because they break it up into 2 or 3 days. Like 50 a day or 30 a day for a couple days. Okay, regular. I wish you wouldn't roll away on everything. Dumb table. Oh, here we go with the NASA sticker again. Oh, it's upside down this time. But how can you tell, really, if the N is upside down? Yep. I hosed myself. I thought I was going to Maverick it and just put it on with my hands, but... got all crooked. Okay. So after this, there's a lot going on Lego-wise for me, but I'm trying to focus on one or two things. I want to be able to continue to work on designing more Horizon machines, and of course continue to do microfighters, but I haven't done a microfighter in a while. I'm gonna have to go back and look at some of the list that I've got to see what old legacy EU stuff is still out there to do. And then there's also the large projects like the Q2 Stadium that I still want to work on. So it's going to be a mix. We'll make it work. Honestly, don't know if people really like watching the design streams or not, but that's what I know. That's what I kind of feel good about doing. So that's what we're gonna do. After the Dune Buggy, I don't know that there's going to be a lot of sets that I like coming out. So it'll be a good time to kind of catch up on some design work. But as always, if there's anything you guys like that you'd like to see more of, I'm totally okay with exploring new things. You just let me know. Oh, did I miss one? Man, I feel like I missed a segment somewhere. I did. Shoot. Well, we're going really well. So I can keep these in order. What's up, Johnny? Thanks for coming back, man. I was getting lonely. After 4.5 years of streaming, you'd think I'd have a few more people in here to talk to, but that is not the case. So I appreciate you being here all the time. Keeping me safe. Keeping me cozy. You like seeing the design stuff because you're not good in studio. I think it's just a matter of practice for studio and comfort level. I don't think it's really a skill. I think it's I think studio is very approachable to everybody. But I appreciate you saying so. That gives me confidence to do more of that work. These are funny because I mean there's a pole in there, so these are little wobbly rockets. Okay, and then black. I see. I want to be able to get into. Hey, Cliff, how you feeling, buddy? I want to be able to get back into just being able to build. Oh, I missed a sticker on here earlier. I'll go back for the sticker. Just picking up a thing and building, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm so anxious about having all the right pieces. Oh, frickin' crushed it. One go. Having all the right pieces. Making sure I'm not like wasting my time doing something, and also not like just throwing money at a thing. So that tweaks me out a little bit. Uh-oh. Well, I missed one of these segments. Doesn't have a thing in it. And I don't know which one. I'll go back later. That's true. That's also a confidence thing, is not worrying about what pieces you have, what pieces you need. Just kind of building it organically until it's... Uh-oh. Okay. Something is really wrong. Ah. A critical piece. Everything that's conspiring to keep me from finishing this last bag is happening right now. Okay, one more bag. Can we do it in 15 minutes? All right, there's your... Got an extra piece, and it's somewhere along here. There's a missing... I'll go back and fix that. Gideon, how you doing, man? Thanks for being here. We got one bag left in 15 minutes. Let's do this. Yeah, one less on the right. So, and I forget which one that is. This one. So, on the right, there's one less of these somewhere in here. But I had to take it all apart at one point to fix something. So the cone element of the top boosters was already used in the 1979 LEGO Classic Space rockets, but had a solid stud with the LEGO logo on it. I don't know what that means. Oh, these things had a solid... Yeah. That's pretty cool. All right, last bag. Let's do this. Whole lot of stickers. It's gonna keep me from getting done in time. Putting all these stickers on this thing. Oh, they're gonna have me build it like this, are they? Okay. I guess I'll just stand it here. Oh, it kind of fits like that. Okay. This is so frustrating. This part right here, trying to line those, you're just sitting there, it's like a USB connection. You're like, flip it over, doesn't fit, flip it over, doesn't fit, flip it over, doesn't fit. You're like, okay, what is going on? Yeah, we're literally going to go see it in like an hour and 15 minutes, which is why I'm rushing to get this done. This doesn't look like that many pieces. We should be all right. There's going to be a lot of stickers though, so... Let's get this built. So basically I'm building the, I think this is the Orion capsule. I'm sure it'll say at some point along here, but, and this is the thing that has the sticker. I'm not really going to worry about that. The circular plates and circular bricks always bothered me because it's, you think you're lining everything up and it doesn't work, and you're like, why is this not going in there? Oh, black cone. Yeah, this is going to be all the, hey, we've launched, this is our LEM, this is our command module, this is our whatever. Okay, that goes on the bottom. And then we've got these two things with a sticker. With two stickers, goodness. NASA. And then what other one? That one. Oh, fuck. God dang it. You line up, you line up, you line up, and then right before it touches your hands, go burp, and you're like, ugh. Top like that. Droid head, printed droid head with a bunch of stuff on it. That's cool. Little American flag, little... That'd be a great droid head, like right there, if it didn't have the American flag on it. But I mean, that's a pretty cool printed piece, man. Like slightly underappreciated printed piece. Oh. Like that doesn't fit on there at all. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like little capsule bits like this that are... This is going to be completely hidden away. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the movie. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I know Beth's going to have a good time because she hearts Ryan Reynolds a lot. She really likes Deadpool as a character. So she liked Blade Trinity because basically Deadpool was in that. Nobody liked Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine with him in it because that wasn't Deadpool. They said it was, but it wasn't. We all know that. Fold these up. This goes in here. Ooh, okay. Just sits in there. So that just sits in there. And then we're gonna enclose it. Oh my God. American flag. NASA. And then that guy. I missed a stripe sticker somewhere along the right too. Right there, I missed a stripe sticker. So I'm gonna have to go back and do a couple things, but I want to get it all built. Close that guy in there. Put this guy on top. Nope, that's got a piece wedged in it. Okay. Sometimes I jump ahead in the instructions and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I already did that step. Nope, no you didn't. That doesn't fit. Oh. Yep, now it fits perfectly. And this goes on here. And then 2 more stickers. Oh, look at this timing. Look how great. Best thing I can say is it's a lot of fun. Great callbacks, remembrances. Definitely an 8.5 out of 10. Excellent. That's what I want to hear. All right. All right, there's some pieces left over. Okay. Oh, all right. So for the most part, this is done. I'm not going to worry about the rest of this. This is display stuff, but this stuff will make a display stand for the little satellite that is actually in here. So you can take this apart. We'll put the sticker on here and make a stand for it and everything, but let's attach this. So I'm going to raise this up so we can kind of see what it looks like attached. So there were instructions on how to do this. And it says, like in real life, the whole rocket rests on the skirts of the boosters. Neat. Skirts being that kind of thing. It just sits on it like that. So let's put this in here. Do we need to get anything out of the way or anything? And then these clamp down like that. Not on the whole thing, just 2. So I don't know what that's for. Doesn't really look like it connects. And you can kind of see up here the loading area. This is the jet walk, or where the astronauts will go to get into the capsule. This looks like I don't know what that's for, but it doesn't look like it's fully attached to. See, this looks like it's supposed to move in a little farther, and I'm just wondering if I've got it. Oh, I think these are supposed to go in there farther. So let's undo that. This is supposed to go in a little farther. There we go. Those are supposed to be on the inside. So like that. There we go. So those are attached. This is doing fueling. Whatever, these will go like this when it launches, and these will, and that will drop away. And this will open up when the crew is all loaded. But for now, let's bring these back up. And these go in place here like that. So there you go. All right, so that's done. Let's make the little stand. We got a couple minutes. Make the little stand for it. So let's put this sticker on. They say put the sticker on after you make the stand, and I'm like, no, I'm going to put it on while it's flat and I can see what I'm doing. I appreciate everybody who is hanging out with me today. I know this is space stuff's a little wonky, meaning for wonks, but it's a fun set. It's definitely got a few challenges in it. I didn't run into what Dusty was saying was a problem, so I'm not sure what it was that it's got your detail sticker here. I don't know if it'll focus any on that, so it's got some details. 2022, 98 meters, time to orbit 3 minutes. So yeah, so this will sit proudly, probably right where Voltron sits, if there's enough room in this shelf. I'm gonna have to make sure that it can handle the weight and stuff. Yeah, this stand is for the satellite, if we wanted to take the satellite out. So let's build this so we can get rid of the pieces. No more stickers. Sticker sheet's done. Space is fun. Can't wait. Heading to Brick Fair on Wednesday. Ooh, Brick Fair, Virginia. Good deal, man. That's one that I think I'd like to go to eventually. Just because I'll know some people that are going to that as well. Brick Fair, Virginia seems like a more approachable version of a lot of larger conventions. So this will be where the satellite goes. Just a little stand like that. But yeah, so there you go. It's too big to put on one camera, but there's your setup. It's very tall. It's not as tall as Barad-dûr, but you can see it gets in the way of the camera, so that's pretty cool. Right on. Well, I'm gonna go get ready to go see a movie. Thank you all very much for hanging out. I'll be back Thursday. Not sure what doing yet. Maybe we'll build the astronaut, the 3-in-1 astronaut set. I don't think that'll take 2 hours, but we'll see how it goes. If not, we'll I'll do some more design things. Yeah, I'll put a poll up, see what people would like to see done. So you guys have a good rest of your Sunday. Take care, be good, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.